fresh off a successful victory, UFC 290. How are we feeling?
Very fresh, mate. Feeling good. It's always good to get the win. It's always good to fly away, especially when you're flying away from the family, away from home, and other side of the world, and come here for business. And it's always good when it's a nice, successful visit. Obviously there's a lot on the line, being champ, and again a lot of sacrifices, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So to always get the hand raised, it means the world. And to get a finish as well. I wanted a finish, I needed a finish, so it was good.
How did the fight go in your mind? Was it like what you planned?
Yeah, it was. I was never going to be able to completely take everything away from him. I knew there was still going to be kicks there, but I managed to really nullify a lot of his main tools, which obviously suppressed a lot of his volume of crazy things, which was good. A good game plan that we got together, and there's a lot of things that he likes to do, a lot of main tools that he likes to use, and I was able to really take a lot of them away from him. And he was always going to be unpredictable and flashy, and he could do things on the fly. That was always going to be the case, but I made him have to just rely on that, if that makes sense. He had to rely on just fighting on the fly, not having go-to sort of things and setting up a heap of things. It wasn't really like that. So. It was good, a good game plan. Obviously wanted to get it to the ground as well, slow him down, and even on the ground there's a bit of game plan there. We knew he was going to try and look for them elbows in the guard. We knew he would just try and get the guard and look for them elbows, but we worked a good game plan to try and take a lot of that away from him. But yeah, it was successful, very successful.
Speaking of the guard elbows, we got a little one.
Yeah, he's still got a couple in there.
Well, can you talk about what Baines he said about the cut?
Oh yeah, so the doc said, he goes, oh yeah, you're lucky, just missed a couple of arteries there. So he said you could see a couple of arteries so the cut was all around it, but didn't cut the actual arteries, which is good, which could have been a bigger problem. I guess the fight could be stopped if it's bleeding that bad, you know what I mean? So luckily that didn't. Imagine if you're dominating the fight on top, and then a nice little elbow cut you, and then they stop the fight because of it, and then I lose my belt. There's a lot on the line for something like that. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Well, while we're on the top of the cuts, what about you want to reveal what was under the Band-Aid all week?
That's this one. So it's back. So we finally got the stitches out, but we wanted to give it the best chance we could to heal. I was even saying to them, what's the point? It's going to get opened up anyway. Should we just not worry about it, and then it'll just sort of let it heal and look like a scratch, you know what I mean? But you're probably going to be left with a bigger scar, and the chance of it, we still had 5 days to let it really try and grab. They said we usually take it out in 5 days anyway, so let's just do that. So I went with the whole Nelly look for the whole week. I'm surprised. Surely everyone is not that silly, and most people knew something was up, but you'd be surprised with how many people are like, oh, I had no idea, I thought that was just your look. But yeah, maybe they just thought I had a midlife crisis, I wanted a Nelly look midlife crisis sort of.
What's it say about that your style that you can just shut down everyone's expertise?
Well, that was pretty much a lot of it for this one. Yeah, I guess that is a lot of it with my style, taking a lot of these guys main things away from them, and then imposing my will, making them fight my fight. So that just shows the well-roundedness, I guess. Because again, there's a lot of dangerous guys who've got a lot of different things, and I'm lucky enough to be able to work game plans and be able to play what's in front of me, and really use little details to really shut people down, whether it's wrestling, whether it's grappling, or whether it's striking. So. A lot of people can maybe do, one or two of those things, but to be able to do all of them, it's pretty handy. I've had my pretty diverse set of opponents now, and I've been able to prove myself time and time again.
So can you talk to me a little bit about the ending sequence? Is that something you were looking for, to kind of change angles?
Yeah, I guess I can. I'm going to give my.
You don't have to.
Nah, I can always give my channel you know, the details, the real in-depth sort of details. You know, you deserve it. So I appreciate you all. So I'm gonna let you know. So obviously there was, especially with Southpaw, he's got a really good body kick. You've seen him use that a lot against Josh Emmett when Yair goes to Southpaw, especially when you're in orthodox. He'll just spam that left body kick. And then he's really good at changing that look and bring it up high. But I mean, he can really threaten you. Obviously, you want to bring that here and then go. So the game plan was to, you know, switch into Southpaw to take that body kick away from him. Which, you know, this is going to give a bit away, I guess, but which will obviously take that open shot away. You know, going orthodox. Oh no, sorry, going Southpaw gives him the side of me. So like his body kick isn't really there because he's just going to get arm and more of my back. It's not usually a very comfortable kick you want to do. You usually want to get, you know, if I'm orthodox, you usually want to come in here. You're never going to want to come and hit here. So I knew that would sort of take that away from him, which it did. And not just that, I knew that that right hook as I was switching stance, you know, whether it's off kicks or whether it was just off me switching and bridging with a hook, I felt like that would be an opening for me as well, especially when I knew that me changing was going to get him hesitating that little bit and then for me to capitalise, and I did. So he ended up, I think he tried to counter my left kick as I switched stance. So I went inside kick and switched stance into the hook because I knew he was coming. So I tried to do that earlier, just missed. I landed a similar switch hook, so I knew that right hook would land well in the Southpaw. So it was good. It was something that even in camp, talking to the guys, I'm saying like, you know, this is where, you know, training with guys like Bloods and Brenton Mumford and Carl Van Roon, I felt like that was sometimes the best openings for me. That's where I felt like it was the hardest time for them to really do anything about it. My safest entry, if that makes sense. So I knew that was going to be a go-to for me. I even called it. I even said it to a lot of them. I go, I like this. This one feels very right and comfortable, and it's good. It's funny. I've probably got that on film as well, which hopefully I can get that for you. But that was definitely a combo that I used quite a bit in that fight.
And then
that's just for Yair, right? That's just for his style. That certain style that he had, that was the right tool for that job.
Yeah, but I was just, even then, like, even when you had him against the cage and he was stunned, you didn't headhunt, you went to the body.
Exactly right. Yeah, so that was it. He shelled up. So if you've seen, I heard him in the first round, I think it was, or second, I can't remember what it was. He went to the cage, and I went to go in, thinking that he was still hurt and trying to rush him early, and he still drew me straight into a right hand. So he does like a shell up and goes there. He's very dangerous. I know about that, but I thought I was there before. I thought he was going to bait me with a shell, wait for me to throw a couple of punches, come up with elbows or something like that. I didn't expect him to fire straight off my pressure, because I heard him and then sort of just chased him down. He still managed to get it. So I remember that the next time. So I heard him, so I went to go in, and then I threw the fakes to try and draw them out of him. But this time he was hurt a little bit more and he shelled. And then because I threw the fake and didn't do enough, and then threw, I think, another fake, I think he realised that he couldn't counter because he's trying to draw, so he sort of froze. And that's when I did bridge in and obviously landed a couple of shots. And then he just stayed shelled, and then I just round his head. I think I went a nice body rip and then a nice uppercut to sort of just pull him up. And again, in them positions, we've seen him do some flashy things. I didn't want to be there too long. That's why you see me even grab his head, because I didn't want him to come up with elbows, and so I wanted to limit his spins and his up elbows and his little crafty things that he could do. So that's why I went to the head, but I didn't want to stay there too long. So that's why I went to the uppercut, pulled him up, and then went straight to the takedown, which I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, he's hurt, why are you taking him down? Because I still feel like he can be dangerous there. He showed that he's dangerous there. You look at a Max fight, I think he shelled up a lot and ended up landing some nice big elbows, even a Zombie, similar sort of situation. So he's still dangerous there. So I wanted to get him to the ground because I knew it was done, and then just ground and pound. Get that ground and pound finish, because I knew it'd be I knew I was too strong, and I knew I'd get that finish that way.
Okay, so that was your 6th title defense, right?
5th title defense, 7th title fight.
So what's next? for the Alexander the Great?
Well, as it's no surprise, I've told everyone's aware of the little surgery I'm going to have. It's going to be a nice quick one. It won't be too bad, but I'll be back definitely before the year's out anyway. So I'll definitely still be fighting this year. But yeah, it just depends. Well, I want that lightweight belt. Everyone knows I want that lightweight. I want that rematch with Islam. So that's something that we need to see if we can make that work at the right time. If not, you've obviously got Ilya. We even did a little face-off. Everyone just keeps mentioning that bloke's name, so yeah, beautiful. Let's do it.
Hear me out. Aljo.
That's another one.
Gets through Sugar Sean.
I mean, like in Aljo, I've said this. Aljo's in a position where if he gets, man, how many defenses that'll be? That'll be four defenses, I think, if he was to take out Sean O'Malley, and I think that'd be great for his career. So that's definitely another one. I think as I've already said, if he does that, he's paid his dues. He deserves it. So I'll definitely welcome him to the featherweight. I think he doesn't need to go for anyone. I think he can go straight to me, and let's see if he takes the loss and stays in 145, or takes the loss and tries to go back down to bantamweight. We'll see what happens.
And you think you could do it October, or is that surgery you need to?
I'm never going to be. Yeah, I think you know me. I'm going to try my best. Maybe my physio won't agree with me, or my doctors, but we'll see what we can do.
All right, cool. Any last words for your fans?
Yeah, man. Obviously, everyone who's supported me, even supported the channel, means a lot. You guys always commenting, sharing, and then even just viewing. I really appreciate it. And yeah, everyone that supports me, thank you. I do it for, as I always say, I always do this for. It's more than myself. I do this for my family, obviously, my teams, my friends, my supporters. So I thank you guys a lot. It's not just me I'm doing it for in that octagon. I do it all for you guys as well. So I hope you enjoy my craft, and I hope you enjoy my presence I give you, and I hope you enjoy everything about me, because I enjoy everything about you.